Hi, I'm Dennis O'Hara, and welcome to this edition of Coalition Chat. Joining me today is our chairman of the Stoneham Coalition, Carol O'Loughlin. Welcome.
Hi, Dennis. Good to be with you.
We are looking forward to our fourth annual Recovery Fest on Saturday, September 27th from 3 to 6 p.m. at the Stoneham Town Common. We are incredibly excited to have everyone come back for our fourth annual, and it seems that it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Carol, why don't you tell us a little bit about what we can expect on September 27th?
Okay, sure. Well, yes, as you mentioned, this is our fourth event, and we're very excited. We have even more people coming to share information. So there will be information tables all around the common with different wellness and treatment programs present, and some other nonprofit organizations from around Stoneham there to share information about all kinds of things about addiction prevention, wellness, and organizations that can be helpful to people in the community.
In addition to the information tables, there's also going to be some fun activities. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Okay, sure. We'll have a live band. We're really excited to bring back local favorites, Neil and Co. They'll be there performing great music all afternoon. And we'll also have the rec department has set us up with will set us up with lawn games. So there'll be plenty for children to do. We'll have ice cream sundaes. It's just going to be a laid back, fingers crossed we have another gorgeous day for it. Just a laid back time to be, just to be together with the community.
We have, knock wood, we have had good luck with the weather at this event, so let's hope
Mhm.
that continues. So, and it, as always, it takes a community to bring this together. It's not just you, it's not just me, it's the whole coalition and more who help us put this on. Let's talk a little bit about the people that are reaching out to help us.
Okay. Well, I'd like to say first that Lois and Frank Gould were really this was their brainchild. They came up with this idea about 4 years ago. And so they do a ton of work behind the scenes, pulling this together, connecting with all of their network across the different treatment programs. We have over 20 sponsors this year who are making this event possible. Not only this event, but the money that we raise this day really keeps us running for the entire year. This is really our major annual fundraiser as well. It's about educating people about addictions and their root causes, but it's also to really help us be able to support people in the community who might be dealing with issues. There are families where there are children who've lost a parent to an overdose. There are people living with addiction. There are people who are wanting to get into recovery, into treatment programs, but don't kind of know where to start. So we're there to kind of help people navigate the system. So all these partners that we have in this community, from businesses to programs, they make it possible for us to actually exist and do our work throughout the year.
Mhm. And I feel like this is an opportunity for people who maybe looking for different services, but don't want to actually go to the extent of calling and making an appointment and going and seeing someone one-on-one and telling them, here's my problem. This is more of an opportunity to kind of, meet people informally, find out what's out there. And you actually be surprised at some of the people that are out there who are in treatment and who are, very, very big advocates for others in recovery. It's not,
Mhm.
addicts tend not to be selfish. They tend to be very generous in helping other addicts, with their support and recovery journeys. So, and that's something else to talk about with the treatment programs, because a lot of them have programs not just for the people who reside in their homes, but they have meetings that are open to anyone. They have family support groups. They can refer you to resources, that you can visit online, or that you books to read, and or things to subscribe to, things of that nature. So then that's why it's important to come together and just have this informal sort of back and forth that people can say, maybe this is for me, maybe there's another way I can go about it.
Well, yes, it's an opportunity to learn about many different ways in which people find themselves their recovery journey. It's not, you know, it's not like this, it's the same thing works for everyone. So you can learn about all the different ways. There's some groups that there are some groups who follow a 12-step formula. There's actually some groups out there who sort of have a Buddhist approach. I mean, there's really something, I think, for everyone to learn about. And as you mentioned, people in recovery are often very generous, with their time and compassion, and a lot of people in recovery will be there. And you'll feel the energy and you'll feel the support. It just kind of permeates the day. You'll really have a chance to connect with people. And we will have a few people speaking with great courage publicly that day to share a little bit about their journey and their story. And I think some folks will find that very inspirational.
Mhm.
But it's not a downer day. It's a real upper day. It's a day to really think, about hope and to celebrate those in recovery, but also to, if somebody's searching, it's a day where you can find some information, but it's a very light environment in which to just sort of be with people. And one of our goals is to sort of just normalize the conversation about mental health and substance use, because frankly, if most of us look around, we all know someone either in our family or in our friend groups who has struggled before or who may be struggling now. And it's just a conversation we should be having. We would really like to help dissolve the stigma around talking about these things, because it's just life, and life is hard. So getting help is, it's available, and we just want people to know that and to feel welcome to ask for and get the support they need. So it's a very hopeful day.
Mhm. Absolutely. And so let's talk a little bit about the support that the town of Stoneham is giving us, because I know we work very closely with the Board of Health, but there's also the DPW that helps us out, the Recreation Department.
Mhm.
That's
Oh,
so.
the town is really on board. The town has been involved since day one of the coalition, when we, began to try to grapple with particularly young people, um, you know, using substances and having some really, really bad outcomes, and, even some deaths and some overdose deaths. So that's when we became acutely aware that we needed to do something. So, we have our superintendent is on the coalition, our new superintendent, our assistant superintendent, our town administrator. We have Representative Mike Day attends when he can and sends a staffer to every meeting. We have people from the school community, both the school board and teachers and counselors involved. We have the fire department there. The police attend our meeting. But so do lots of other community members and even business leaders from across our community. So it's you'd be I'm extremely impressed and honored, that we have all those voices and so many people who care coming together to try to, connect and solve problems and provide resources and just connect as best we can to educate people, and to try to put in place some strategies that might help, mitigate, risk for kids in particular in getting connected to and starting to experiment with drugs and alcohol, because we know that happens in most communities. But instead of just sort of accepting it, we're trying to look for strategies to help kids find really positive outlets,
Mhm.
to help them have a healthier, growing up experience.
And I want to talk a little bit about the police involvement with the coalition, because their involvement is not to find out who around town is using drugs and to go out and arrest them. They're more of community outreach. They have an actual crisis intervention person who works with closely
Yeah.
at the police department, who is on the coalition as well. So yeah, so when we say we're with the police, we're not like out there scouring the streets looking to snap up anyone who's drinking or doing drugs. We want to work with them. The police are just as concerned as we are about the health of the community and about the long-term, health of the people that live here in the town of Stoneham.
Absolutely. The police have a crisis intervention team that's highly aware of the kind of connection between mental health issues and substance use. And they know that sometimes people are just needing help and support. So they're there to partner with us as well to try to think of strategies that we can all use to just, maybe help with prevention. They work closely with the health department. The health department's there as well. I should have mentioned, but to kind of think of best practices and harm reduction and different things. So their crisis intervention team is really to best understand how to support people in crisis and not necessarily to jump to arresting, but rather if someone clearly needs certain kind of service to do some referring and supporting. We have case manager, we have a clinical social worker working for, in the town. And they come together to try to share their knowledge and expertise and also, consult with the, other town officials like the police and other first responders.
Mm. And they'll be out on the Common as well on Saturday, September 27th at Recovery Fest. The members of the Crisis Intervention Team, members of the Board of Health, and of course, we'll be there. And
You sure
there
will.
are also raffles that are always very popular.
Yeah.
Lois and her team have been very hard at work getting businesses to support us by donating raffle items.
Yeah, there will be tons of raffles, so I hope folks will come out to listen to good music, try, take a chance at some raffles, have an ice cream sundae, play some games, and connect with people and just meet neighbors and other community members. We're very excited about the day.
Great. Well, Carol O'Loughlin, I appreciate you joining me here today, and I look forward to seeing everyone on the Town Common on September 27th.